Football is finally back, and it feels like a lifetime as we welcome you to some Friday night Brisbane Women's Premier League action here at Heath Park as Kangaroo Point Rovers play host to Annerley FC. These two sides are neck and neck at the moment, with today's hosts sitting in 5th and the visitors in 6th at the moment, with the opportunity to leapfrog the Rovers if they manage to claim all 3 points today. It'll be a tough task for them after the last and only time these two sides squared off in a competitive match. Kangaroo Point Rovers ran away with the Chocolates in a 6-1 rout here at Heath Park in round 7 earlier this season. Part of the enforced intermission of the season recently. We hope everyone's okay, but today's hosts were struggling for a bit of form after taking tight losses to UQFC and Broadbeach, two of the better sides in the competition. Broadbeach especially, as they remain undefeated and clear of the next best team, AC Carina, by a whopping 16 points at the moment. UQ currently sitting in 3rd, whilst Robina sits just ahead of both of our teams today in 4th. Trailing behind the competition are Grange Thistle with 13 points in 7th, and the Lakes in last place and yet to register a point for the season. As for the visitors, they were starting to pick up some form prior to the break, getting 7 points from their last 3 games, including a valuable draw against competition leaders Broadbeach United. The key for the visitors today will be their talismanic number 10, Jamie Burleson, who currently sits at 2nd in the race for the Golden Boot with 17 goals, just one behind Robina's Sarah Skinner. There's plenty of former teammates out there with plenty of links between the clubs and Eastern Suburbs. With this Eastern Suburbs derby today, it'll be tough for them to come away from about a month off playing and straight into the action. Our training during the week, and players were given tasks during the lockdown, but it's nothing like match fitness, and I'm sure we'll find out how that works today. And it'll be a matter of who deals with it the best tonight as we gear up for this Friday night blockbuster in round 21 of the Brisbane Women's Premier League between Kangaroo Point Rovers and Annerley FC. My name's Campbell Johnson, taking you through all the action today, and joined alongside me is Alan Kroll. Alan, what can we expect to see from these two sides today?
Yeah, well, I think both sides will be eager to get back out in the field today. I think Annerley will have a point to prove after that 6-1 defeat last time out to Kangaroo Point. But yeah, I think both sides will be eager to get out. And Friday night football just does something to you. I think both sides will be raring to go. Yeah,
it's a brisk one, but they'll be warming up nice and quickly, I am sure. How big, you mentioned there the intermission that we did have due to the lockdown. How big a part is that going to play in both of these sides today?
Well, I think we might see a few mistakes on the field today. Fitness concerns. There's nothing like match fitness. You might be doing some practice at home, at the gym, but there's nothing like playing a game. I think we might see the effects in that. But like I said, it's Friday night football. The players will be eager to get on that field, and we might see a quality game this afternoon.
They'll have to dust off the cobwebs and get going. Run us through team sheets. Alan, how are the home side Kangaroo Point Rovers shaping up for today's game?
Well, it looks like Kangaroo Point Rovers are going to play for 4-1-2-1-2 formation. We're going with Ringrose at right back. Panetta, Longbottom and Berglund will make up the back 4. We'll have Lee in the 6th position. McNamara, Jeffrey and Killer making up the next 3. And Hull and Donske up front with Chilsome in goals.
Yeah, it's a good lineup, that is for sure. Karen Longbottom definitely a standout there, player coach for them. How about the visitors, Annerley FC, with a point to prove today? How are they shaping up?
Yep, well, like you said, with that point to prove, they go with a very similar formation, the 4-1-2-1-2 as well. They go a back four of Quilty, Shipley, Quilty and Rose. They've got Carroll in that 6th position, Jordanson, Wise in the 2, and Burleson, the top goal scorer, as you mentioned, playing just in behind Wink and Blue with Piper and goals.
Yeah, it's a good lineup, and Cindy Carroll there at the base of midfield, sister of Kim Carroll, bit of a legendary Matilda. And there's 2 sets of sisters in this side, the Quilty sisters and the Burlesons, as the referees make their way out onto the field for tonight. Both sides doing their warm-ups, getting ready for this one. It's a big moment for the Brisbane Women's Premier League, Alan.
It is indeed, yeah. It's good to get back out and playing football. We said earlier that Kangaroo Point and Eastern Suburbs coming together to make that squad, winning getting up from the Capital League into the Brisbane Premier League. They've done well with the step up. They've been very competitive, and yeah, like you said, there's only 2 points between these two sides. So it'll be interesting to see how Annerley face this Kangaroo Point Rovers side.
Both sides waiting with eager anticipation here in the final team talks. There's plenty going on, plenty of games this weekend in the BPL, FQPL competitions, NPL competitions. Just glad football's back, in all honesty. Can't wait for a big weekend of it and be able to watch all of that on Football Queensland's NPL TV. Plenty of games on Facebook and YouTube as well. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you get your NPL TV subscriptions in. Obviously, both of these sides in the new dugouts here at Eastern Suburbs, here at Heath Park. The old one's on the far side, but new one's put in. Brand spanking new. Be closer to the broadcast position as well.
It's a fantastic view of the field from up here, you've got to say.
Absolutely, and I mentioned before, the only win out of the last 3 for Kangaroo Point was against the Lakes, who again having a bit of a season to forget at the moment. They'll look to pick it up after this one, but that was an 8-1 win, and then Annerley managed to get a 7-0 victory over them. The same side, both a 7-goal deficit. But do you think that 6-1, the last time these two sides played each other, how much do you reckon they'll be playing on the mind of the Annerley players as they gear up now looking at their opponents from the other side?
Well, it's got to play a factor. You've got to, you're coming against your opposition who's beaten you before. You're 2 points between either side. You're neck and neck. You've got a point to prove. You want to play above them. Huge factor, I think. Huge incentive to get all 3 points today, especially being away from home as well. We'll be eager to get out there and get the victory. I mean, like you said, Annerley went into it with good form, 2 wins, the draw going into it. And you look at Kangaroo Point Rovers, they've, I think, 1 win in 4, and that was against the Lakes, struggling at the bottom of the table. You've got to say they Kangaroo Point Rovers, they were probably happy with that break, recover, get back into it. I think Annerley will be disappointed with going into that COVID break, but we'll see who comes out on top.
We'll see Karen Longbottom towards the bottom of your screen there. Such a good asset for this Kangaroo Point Rovers side. Obviously used to coach Eastern Suburbs in the NPLW. Was a Coach of the Year nominee in 2019. She's applying a trade now with Kangaroo Point, playing as well. We've had to have a change of goalkeeper kit there as well. Obviously the white standard kit for goalkeepers at Kangaroo Point, just clashing with the white kits that will be worn by Annerley today. They were going to wear blue ahead of this game, but got changed to the white kits at late notice. Looks like we are almost ready to get underway. Now, I'm sure all the players are just keen to have a run about. I was chatting with Cindy Carroll earlier today over the phone, and they all just sounded ready and raring to go. Get the legs pumping. Who can blame them? So go out now. Let out both teams. Cindy Carroll leading out. Annerley, both player coaches there. Well, definitely captain there. Karen Longbottom leading it towards the end of the line there. Melissa Panetta wearing the armband for Kangaroo Point. Melissa Panetta and Karen Longbottom will be forming a good centre-back partnership tonight. And we'll see how they go. They've conceded 14 goals so far this season, whereas our visitors a little bit leaky at the back throughout the season, Alan. 34 goals conceded. They've only outscored it by 1 with 35.
I think that's been at the aid of Burleson's performance, getting those goals. I mean, was it 17 goals? And
17 goals, yeah, in 15 games.
Absolutely fantastic for a side towards that bottom end of the table. She will be really repelling that side up the league table, and Kangaroo Point Rovers will do well to keep her quiet tonight.
And it's interesting because she started the season off as a bit of an 8 kind of player, a bit of a box-to-box midfielder, perhaps even sitting a little bit deeper, but has gone forward to more of a number 10 role, an attacking midfield role, and has really flourished this season. Really is a standout for her. I just hope that they're not too reliant on the one player. I believe maybe the highest other scorer is around 2 or 3 goals for the side. You kind of like to spread out the goals throughout the team. The coin toss now. Looks like it's gone the way of Kangaroo Point. Both sides. Final team talks from the skippers. I'm sure they're happy to be out socialising safely. We see plenty of that in the crowd too. Distancing apart, masks on. Easing of restrictions around southeast Queensland. We're glad to have football back. Plenty of action in the coming months too. FFA Cup should be an absolute ripper coming into August. Those dates announced today. And Annerley will be kicking us off here. Venk. We'll just play it back. Just getting ready for liftoff here. As we are underway, football is back in this Brisbane Women's Premier League round 21 matchup between Kangaroo Point Rovers and Annerley FC. Kangaroo Point just winning the ball back. Just going short and safe. Berglund goes down the line. A touch letting down. Killer on that occasion. There's Howell getting back. Blank now. Kangaroo Point winning the ball. Just into the path of Quilty. They go on the break now. Options in the middle towards the back post and taken easily by Chisholm. Off the cross there.
It's a great move there from Kangaroo Point Rovers in a dangerous area. They just couldn't quite make it happen.
As they win it back in midfield and look to burst quickly. They tried the counter-attack before, and it's working now as they move forward with the shot. And it is Kate Rose getting the start in the end as she comes in to the starting lineup. She's the club's top goal scorer for the season. And looks like she is leading the line. As a late change, she found herself in a bit of space there, Alan.
Yeah, should have done a little bit better there with a chance. One-on-one with the keeper. Got to make the keeper work there.
Again, dusting off those cobwebs, I'm sure.
Exactly what we talked about before the start of the game. That one looks offside. All the referees played.
The ball in from Burleson. Just can't be collected, and Ringrose saying anywhere will do. Throw in now for Annerley. Going long. Venk chesting down. Ringrose trying to get out of a bit of traffic there. And good pressure there by Annerley.
That's great defending now. Holding off the player, winning the goal kick.
A good result for the Rovers. Chisholm going short off the goal kick. Panetta inside. Outside to Ringrose. Cut out well by Carroll. Annerley with some numbers going forward. Ball towards Venk. Doesn't get a touch on it. On the edge of the box now. And just Berglund sending it out. Danger in the box. Just getting rid of it. And the throw in will be taken by Rose. Brought down well by Burleson. Buying herself some time. Lee on her case. The turn. Getting a good bit of space there. Was Wise and the ball in, but Chisholm quick off the line. Won't trouble her.
You can just see in these early stages that Annerley are trying to look to hit Burleson at any opportunity. Again, the ball there might have been better going out wide, but just trying to hit Burleson through the middle.
It's understandable with Burleson playing centrally. Everything seemingly going through her in these early stages. It's Jeffrey trying to play the ball in, and Annerley defender just going along with it. It was Quilty. Panetta back to Chisholm. Under a little bit of pressure here. And goes first time back out to her skipper in Panetta. McNamara getting the ball back. Taking it back to go forward are Rovers as Panetta looks to spray it out to Berglund. Rough touch, shouts potentially a handball, but it's all good for the Rovers as it's played back by Howe. Long bottom, over the top. And defender there. Ian Rose just puts it out. Brianna Rose there, her fourth game of the season. Only made one Brisbane Women's Premier League appearance last season. Looking to put in a shift today. Berglund back into Howe. And that woman there, Brianna Rose again, doing well in that right fullback position. Berglund with the throw-in. Headed out once again. Plenty of blankets on the touchline here. And it's chilly. Friday night. It's getting towards the end of winter. Long bottom into Berglund. Tries to play the ball inside, but those two not on the same page. Couldn't read the tea leaves as Rose collecting. Trying to buy herself some time and get a ball centrally. They do win it back through McNamara. It's pinballing around a little bit. And Wise playing it back. Panetta under pressure from Burleson. Good turn there by Ringrose. And McNamara back to her. Kangaroo Point in these early stages. Looking to build out of the back. As long bottom, they go over the top towards Berglund and does so. finds herself in a little bit of space. She's got numbers in the box. First time ball in, cut out by Brianna Rose. But it's not over yet. Still in the box. Brought down. Not given anything. And defender says, I'll just give it to the touchline.
That was great play there from Kangaroo Point Rovers. They worked out really well out wide. They found the space. And I think Berglund had a shout there, a penalty. Referee opting against it, out for a throw.
It was definitely a shout there. Not given. Kangaroo Point going back now. Lee into Panetta, looking to distribute. Has his long bottom. The last chance started from a similar spot. Berglund trying to get on a touch with the knee. She's got numbers inside if she can find them. Turning well, but Quilty sweeping up at the back. Scored an absolute worldie earlier in the season off a free kick. As Annerley bursting forward now. Panetta just chesting it out. Going centrally to Lee. Howell does well to get the ball back, and Berglund with an option in front. Here's Rose, the 1-2. Cleared quickly by Annerley, wanting to keep the ball down their end. Chisholm changing the number to the 22 due to that jersey change. Physical in midfield and does win the foul there, perhaps a little soft, but Jeffrey does get the foul in the end. Off the contact from an Annerley player. Just give them a chance to reset here. Kangaroo Point getting the ball back there and turning it over fairly quickly. Annerley down the line, the 1-2. Great bit of play there by Annerley, losing the ball in the end. And Berglund has been active early in this game. A loose touch there by Kate Rose. Does get the ball back, working hard up front there for Kangaroo Point. The player is down, or limping, in the form of Jordanson. Caitlin Jordanson, that is, the Parkridge Panthers junior. Hands on knees. As Panetta with the ball for Kangaroo Point. Calls of man on and plays it back to Longbottom. Into Berglund. Given acres of space down this side. Looks to cut inside. Gets the touch. Uses it well. Running in front there is Donsky, losing the ball out. Howell. And the heavy touch there almost worked out. And Kate Rose pressing well.
I think you can already see how both sides are opting to play. Annerley happy to kind of sit in, allow Kangaroo Point to come onto them, and then just try and break away in that counter. But Kangaroo Point Rovers in really well on the ball, and they're really finding space with the overlap with the fullbacks. Fullbacks are so important in this day and age of football.
Yeah, the role of a fullback really has changed in recent years. You see it in some of the top leagues, almost acting as a winger at times, and really creative. Any fantasy Premier League owners of Trent Alexander-Arnold or your compatriot Andy Robertson would say the same, I think, Alan.
Exactly. I mean, I'd probably head more towards James Tavernier, Scottish Premier League, but
I'm a Kieran Tierney man myself, personally, as Kangaroo Point bursting down the sideline with another fullback in the former Ringrose. A bodybuilder as well. The INBA Australian Pro Champion for 2020. Good bit of strength there in defence. She will have the throw in now. We'll take it, the former AC Carina, Virginia United and Capalaba Bulldog. player. There's a good turn there. May get an option inside. Losing the ball and Quilty doing well. And a centre-back partner in Shipley just sends it for a corner and perhaps could have done a little bit more in that situation. Perhaps panicked a little bit. Just getting rid of it a bit too early under not that much pressure. And it does give Kangaroo Point an opportunity. As Panetta, ball on the edge of the box, laid off. Ringrose losing out, but they get the ball back. Panetta again. Berglund. Good first touch, buying herself some time. Tries to go in towards Rose, but pass just a little bit soft on that occasion. Still will be a throw-in for the Rovers. Jeffrey. First time touch. There, perhaps a little loose from McNamara. And Quilty just sending it out. One of the Quilty sisters there in defence. Alicia. Canadian sisters there. As Berglund does win a corner now. And they may look to go short again. Portia Lee going over to take it. Played plenty of City League for Eastern Suburbs in the past. No short options presenting at the moment. Plenty of numbers forward for the women in yellow. Coming to the front post. I'm not sure if that was intentional there from Howell. Perhaps just not on the same page, Alan.
I think it looked like it was something that was worked in the training ground. Player comes short, ball goes over the top. Just didn't quite work out that time. Again, Kangaroo Point Rovers not afraid to try something.
Are we feeling pretty comfortable in these early stages? One would think. Neither team have had an outright chance, I'd say. As a clearance there from Brianna Rose. A bit hopeful, but does get rid of it. She's been asked to do quite a lot early, as has Berglund. Ball back towards her. A little bit too hot from Jeffrey. Throw in for Annerley. Rose taking. On the turn there from Venk. Does well. Longbottom does better. Using her experience, physicality to her advantage. Right there. Berglund certainly less experienced, but does well. Learning a lot from Longbottom, I'm sure. Doing well there was Alicia Quilty. Donsky trying to make something happen, just couldn't for the Rovers at the moment. And it looks like Lindsay Killer's gone to the bench. For the incoming Kate Rose as get a chance now through Burleson. Making their way forward in the shot, a big air swing, but the second opportunity from Blue, right in the arms of Chisholm.
Again, that's what we talked about, counter-attacking stuff from Annerley. Chance straight at the keeper, but it was well worked. Could have made something happen.
Big air swing on the first one, but luckily did get another chance at it. Another bite of the cherry. And they move forward now through Blue. Trying to go around Ringrose, applying that bodybuilder physicality, just shepherding her out. They do get a throw in. Do Annerley. Corner now. High and central. Cleared by Panetta. Rose trying to get a touch on it, but just ran through the legs. Donsky. Oh, Rose doing well there, but giving away the foul. Perhaps a little bit soft for mine, but has been given nonetheless.
Yeah, she turns into trouble there, gets a little bit lucky, like you said, with the free kick, but Annerley will take it. It's a chance for them to relieve some pressure on that back line.
Quilty taking and going long. Dealt with well, flicked on shortly. Lee. Option centrally, finds her well. It is Jeffrey. Having to just lunge in to hold on to the ball there. It doesn't work out as Burleson playing a beautiful ball into blue, but will be called offside on that one. Burleson really busy early. We highlighted her at the start, but she's just proving it at the moment.
Yeah, involved in everything good from Annerley. A good chance there, just couldn't time the run.
And it was the right run to make from Laura Blue. Played many a sport in her time. Been talked up for a while as a potential AFLW prospect. Does play both sports, juggles them. Plays for Cooperoo. Not far from here is a loose ball from Panetta. Manages to do well and just buy herself a bit of time and her team a bit of reset time, but they win it back. Burleson. Perhaps a little bit ambitious, asking a little much of Laura Blue. Wanted to take a chest mark on that occasion. Fizzed it in. Just will go for a goal kick.
It looked like it set up nicely for a shot at goal, but opted to try and pick out a partner.
You're right, it did set up nicely. You just want them to have a crack from that distance.
You wonder if we didn't have the break, whether she would have had a crack at that.
Chisholm going out towards Berglund. It's a decent pass. Didn't hit her in stride though, as it is back in to Lee. Kangaroo Point getting the ball back, not using it effectively on that occasion. Carroll going long towards Jordanson, just can't track it down. It will be a throw-in taken by Berglund for Kangaroo Point. Howe under a bit of pressure, goes back to Berglund. Long bottom, patient as ever. Back to Chisholm. Berglund again. Goes down the line, perhaps a little too acute. We'll go for a throw for Annerley, giving away possession there, but certainly did try something.
Yeah, Annerley's just shifted probably a yard or two further up the field to put a little bit more pressure on Kangaroo Point Rovers when on the ball.
Burleson now. Long bottom on her case, she does well. A good turn there. Back to Rose, centrally towards Blue. Controls it with the knee, has to chase after it a bit. Getting physical, and does well. Up against McNamara. As Wise into Burleson. Back now to Quilty from distance. Saw her sister get a goal of the week nomination a couple of months ago and thought, hey, I want to get a slice of the action here. As Panetta got an option outside, does find her. Here's McNamara. Ball in for Rose. Jeffrey and Donsky in the middle. Donsky taking a touch and winding up our Kangaroo Point. Will not trouble the keeper and Piper. I believe it was McNamara winding up there from distance, and it was asking for it. Blue doing well. Ringrose getting physical and does give away the foul. trying to plead her case with the official.
That's exactly what Blue was after there in that position. Does really well, puts her body in the way of the ball, wins the foul, and a chance for Annerley here to get the ball into the box.
Here's the game plan, certainly by the looks of things for her. Getting physical, holding the ball up, holding play up. Quilty with the free kick now. Scored one from a similar distance. Puts it into the mixer. Doesn't find a teammate. And just out there by Howe. Just to be settling in on the left side of midfield today. Was set to be starting up top. Lee under a bit of pressure there from a loose touch. Rose. Carroll gets the ball back from Wise. A good first touch by Quilty, but can't make anything of it there. Closed down by Panetta. Lee outside towards Ringrose, cut out well by Quilty. Shayna Quilty that one is. Shanae, I should say. Day job as a bartender. She also has two dogs called Kahlua and Mojito. Quite fitting, I think. As Kangaroo Point looking to move forward now. Marshalling the troops was Rose. Howell now. Cutting back, sliding challenge, central. Just put wide there. Will be called offside regardless, I think. But Donsky in the centre there. Offside or not, has to do better.
That's great movement there from Howell in that position. Good composure to cut onto that right foot. Had all the time in the world to pick someone out. It's unfortunate there that Donsky was offside, but should have done better.
And I might say, sent Shipley for a hot dog. That is for sure on the turn. She's still sliding, some say. Rose doing well. Plays it centrally. The touch from Venk, letting her down. Chisholm. 20 minutes gone in this game. Still 0-0. Yet to break the deadlock. Campbell Johnson and Alan Kroll with you here. It's Berglund in at full back into Lee. Panetta getting it outside towards Ringrose. Shanae Quilty does well, but gives away the ball to Rose, and her and Donsky just not on the same page there. Give away what could have been a good counter-attack for Kangaroo Point as Rose. Good second touch there. Berglund wearing it on that occasion. Panetta back to Longbottom. To Berglund. Under pressure there from Jordanson. But they do retain possession. As they move forward now through Rose towards the byline. Touch just a little bit too far on that occasion. It will be a goal kick. In the Brisbane Premier League, Mount Gravatt Hawks currently trailing Acacia Ridge by a goal. Down there. 2 Friday night games. As Annerley moving the ball forward with intent now. Wise inside towards Jordanson. Has Venk ahead of her. Berglund on her case. Goes back to Rose. Settled in a bit in the opening 20 minutes. And Chisholm coming out well, reading the ball. It is quite windy, it must be said. Does well in the conditions as Lee into Donsky. Over the top. Just a little bit too heavy. And won't trouble Piper or Quilty. Strong and composed centre back. Really strong. Here's Quilty. Rose. Into Venk. Does well to get around Berglund. Jordanson. Burleson. Losing out to Lee, but gets it back. It's going back and forth at the moment as Berglund can break here. Tries to just poke it past Rose. Didn't have enough space there, but does get the throw in. Down the line. Burleson controlling well. Into Carroll. Quilty. Plays it to space. Rose reacting. Good pass there, outside. Back inside towards Burleson. Controlling well, may get a second effort. The strike just a bit too weak on that occasion, and Chisholm reading it well there, Alan.
Terrific goalkeeping there from Chisholm. Great control from Burleson. Works that onto a right side, just trying to put it beyond the keeper's left, but Chisholm in that terrific position.
Perhaps just doesn't get a full piece of it. Does Burleson. But a good foray for Annerley regardless. As Lee into McNamara. Through midfield now. Donsky. Reading it well, Annerley. As they look to move through Venk. Into Wise. Blue in some space. Has Ringrose on it. Ball centrally for Burleson. May be able to keep it in play. Can't on that occasion. But a good bit of counter-attacking football there from Annerley.
And the confidence is just lifted from Annerley after having that chance. All up there, pushing women forward. We'll see if we get another bite at a goal.
Moving with intent. Annerley, as is Berglund here, trying to go down the left flank. Lee. McNamara has Ringrose overlapping and finds her. Trying to go forward. Quilty and Piper reading it well. Rose applying the pressure. And it is collected by Maddie Piper. Another former Eastern Suburbs player. Played with plenty of the girls on the pitch today, I'm sure. As Howe trying to move it quickly. Bit of tiki-taka here from Kangaroo Point. Lovely ball there in towards Berglund from Donsky. Berglund. McNamara or Jeffrey winding up there. Jeffrey it was. And a bit of a nutmeg there from Shipley on Berglund. And the touch too heavy there in the end from Jordanson. And it will be a throw in for Annerley. Longbottom doing well there. Another throw in for Annerley. Howe tries to play it inside but cut out briefly. He will get another throw in. It was off the head of Jordanson. Donsky over the top towards Berglund. Out muscled and out done in height there by Quilty, who just gets rid of it. Sends it into the mangroves. As Berglund will have the throw in. Looks like she may go long. Plenty of options. Getting ready in the box. Beautiful wind up. Jeffrey. Back to Lee. First time towards Ringrose. Blue reading it well. And looks to pounce here as one back well by Kangaroo Point. Thwarting the attack of Annerley. Chisholm just getting rid of it towards Ringrose. McNamara. Central for Lee. Panetta. Cut out there by Jordanson, but Longbottom will get another one. In towards Berglund, tried to control it by the chest, but just coming a little bit too hot for her. Plenty of smiles on faces out there, which is good to see. We'll be throwing for Annerley. Longbottom out-muscled there by Rose. Winning it back and looking for an option in front of her. Chisholm coming out, stuck in a bit of no man's land there. It will be a corner for Annerley. They haven't had too many in these early stages.
That was a dangerous ball into the box. Chisholm wasn't quite sure whether to come collect it, whether to leave it, ended up hesitating. It's always dangerous as a goalkeeper if you hesitate to come collect that ball. Chance for Annerley at the corner.
Quilty is taking a lot of looks of things. So it is Venk. No doubt Quilty will be in the box. Trying to control by Burleson. And will be off her for a goal kick now. Just about 30 minutes gone in this game. 15 minutes to half time. What do the sides need to do, Alan, to push on and get something before the half-time break?
I think both sides just lacking that little bit of quality in the final third. Annerley having their chances. Both sides have their chances. Different game plans, but here come Annerley.
Moving forward with a bit of intent. Cleared by Longbottom. Jeffrey does well there. Back to Ringrose. Jeffrey again. Back to Panetta. And you're right, they've had their chances. Perhaps not really testing the keepers, and acres of space here for Berglund, and look to pounce on that. Getting inside, essentially brought down after the fact, and Donsky tries to play it centrally. Brianna Rose just saying sorry to Berglund on that one. No malice there as Burleson over the top towards Blue. Ringrose did well there. McNamara with the overlapping Ringrose going over the top towards Rose and Donsky. Quilty playing a really strong game so far as Jeffrey ordering Howell around, sending her towards the corner flag, and Shipley just going out there, and Berglund will come up to take the throw in for Kangaroo Point. Berglund. Howell just losing out there, and Venk. Carroll outside. Jordanson down the line. Burleson does well and will sit up for her if she can put it centrally, and does, towards Blue, into the defender, second chance, beautiful save by Chisholm, and this third effort there by Venk, blocked by the Kangaroo Point defence.
Blue's got to score there, right in front of goal. Chisholm, right place. Blue hits it straight at her, right down the middle. Huge chance for Annerley, and they might regret not taking that.
There's a reason she represented the Australian Indigenous Koalas earlier this year. World-class save there at point-blank range. Does really well to make herself big there and get in the way of it. She sends it long now. Quilty heading it on into a dangerous space for Kangaroo Point to mount a counter-attack here as Lee back into Panetta. Kangaroo Point going back to go forward early in this game. looking to build out of the back as Venk over the top towards Blue. Read well by Chisholm once again. Not afraid to come with her line and claim those ones. Rose into Donsky. Donsky doing well to get around Quilty. And the ball in now for Jeffrey if she can get onto the end of it. Shanae Quilty sending it out for a throw-in. Still 0-0. And both sides will be looking to get something before half-time. Almost sensed a bit of a pick-up in the sense of urgency from both sides. And you think with the scoreline as it sits at the moment, Annerley will be pretty happy with that, considering their last game against Kangaroo Point. It is down the line. Just put out there by Carroll.
I think so far Annerley will be happy with the two sides. Kangaroo Point Rovers haven't quite made the most of their possession. Annerley have had probably the better of the chances, especially that one there from Blue. I think Kangaroo Point Rovers will be happy to get into half-time and regroup.
It seems like Annerley are just clicking a little bit better at the moment out of this break, I'd say, as Ringrose Quilty physical and does give away the foul on the far side in a good area for delivery. And it looks like Lee will be on the job.
Big chance, just need a little bit of quality with the delivery. Pick someone out with the cross.
Rovers have got 3 players pretty much behind the ball, and you wonder with one player forward for Annerley if they need that many players back. Set up now. Edge of the box. Burleson getting a knee to it. Smart there from Rose. They'll get another chance. Lee in towards McNamara. Ball played centrally again, and Piper not troubled by that one.
It's good reactions there from Piper to come out and collect the ball.
Was in that area. There's Carroll looking for an option in front of her. Does find it. If she can control it. Does so as Jordanson back in towards Venk. Unfortunately too narrow for her. 35 minutes gone. Make sure you follow Football Queensland on all social channels. At Football QLD on Instagram. Football Queensland on Facebook. Like, follow, all that good stuff. Make sure you don't miss a minute of the action. As Quilty. Rose cutting it out well. Using her physicality as she should, as Lee turns well around Burleson. Donsky trying to control but can't. And Venk, Blue in space on the far side, looks for her but just behind her a little bit. And Blue's looked good so far in this game, I'd say. And it will be a throw in. Kangaroo Point now. Just in a bit of contact. And an awkward one there for Burleson, but they can break. Inside for Blue. Cleared by Longbottom. Carroll. Cut out well by Jeffrey, trying to move forward again. Quilty going long first time. Panetta trying to control with the chest. First time there from Blue. And Berglund collecting. Throw in for Annerley. Much to the dismay of the Kangaroo Point bench. Burleson. Can't find an option there. Cut out early. Jeffrey finding Howe. Lee. Carroll does well, as does Wise. Quilty getting forward now. May opt to switch, goes centrally. First time ball and Venk. High foot there, but Berglund takes it out. And the official just calling play. It looks like it will be a goal kick or a free kick for the high foot. On the spot there.
I think the linesman made that decision there for the high foot. I think the referee had a good position to see it.
And I think rightly so. Blue may get a chance now off the, for lack of a better word, dodgy clearance off the free kick. They get away with it for the moment as Quilty back in towards Carroll. Rose doing well, driving through midfield, losing out to Lee. Berglund, first time in towards Donsky. If she can get around Shipley there, can't manage to do so. And will be a throw in for Annerley. Not long now. There's Jeffrey out wide towards Ringrose. She's got Kate Rose in front of her, but just a little bit too wide on the pass from Ringrose. The right idea, though, for Kangaroo Point. Quilty stepping up to take the throw in. Goes long down the line towards Blue. One out by Ringrose, and it is out for a throw in. The way of Annerley. They'll get another go at it. Blue controlling on the chest, goes over the top first time towards Burleson. Long bottom does well. Blue heading it back for Burleson, nodding it on. Long bottom again, just going to shepherd it. Does well there to let Chisholm sweep up.
Excellent play there from long bottom. Got Burleson on your back, holding it up well, and Chisholm comes in and collects. Terrific.
Just what you want to see, not panicking, not just trying to clear it instantly, knowing where she is and where her teammates are, and letting them help you out. We are about to get to the 45-minute mark. Out of time. Can't be much, one would think. No one's really been down. There's Berglund down the line. They may get one last chance here before the half-time break as Donsky going centrally towards Rose now before half-time. Gets around the keeper, brought down, not given. Much the dismay of the bench here. Perhaps thinking Rose should have had a penalty there.
I think from the run, I mean, it really looks like it could have been a penalty. There was no movement on the ball when Piper came out to collect, so big chance again there for the Rovers.
They get away with it. Kangaroo Point bench protesting, and that will be half-time here in this round 21 Brisbane Women's Premier League matchup between Kangaroo Point Rovers and Annerley FC. It is 0-0 at the break, and we'll be back with you right after this.
I can announce the host country of the FIFA Women's World Cup 2023, which will be Australia.
Smiles with you.
Happiness is knowing you'll find the perfect vehicle every time. Thrifty, smiles all the way.
Felton Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
I'm Paul Wade, I'm a former Socceroo captain and joined myself at the QUT Stadium on a beautiful sunny day and 16 teams from all over Australia enjoying football, walking, having a great time. This is a benchmark that we hope the rest of the country take on. They've got a competition, they've got training sessions, they've coached referees to make sure that all the rules are adhered to. And I'm sure some of these players have not read the rule book, but it doesn't matter. They've all got a big smile on their face. That's the main thing. Some of these stories I've heard out here, some people have